Hello friends, welcome to RG Diaries, and in today's episode, I am not going to be trying some vegetarian delicacy. I'm not going to be eating some random food. Instead, I am going to be sharing something that already is available to you for free in abundance.
Free!
And it is nothing but information, knowledge.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge. In fact,
So this video is a follow-up sequel video to my video series, My Crypto Diaries. I had made the first episode a few months ago where I did some crypto investing, gambling, speculating, timing, yada yada yada. Regardless, so this video is a sequel. Let's see what I have in store for you in today's episode. Stay tuned, keep watching.
I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
Let me recap what happened in the last episode. Somewhere here, I am showing you the picture of the last episode. I will link it in the description, and I will also add this video to the My Crypto Diaries playlist so that you can see the previous episode if you are interested. Regardless, as a recap, a few weeks or a few months ago, the crypto market was tanking. One of my crypto gurus called Andrew G was buying cryptos left and right and was investing into crypto at around maybe $5,000 to $10,000 per day. I don't remember the exact amounts that he was investing. Regardless, we decided, let's try to catch the falling knife. Let's get our hands wet, let's diamond hand it, and let's get into the crypto space.
Raise your hand if you want to get rich. All right.
So to make the prequel to this video, I had found $2,000, and I did not have the guts to put them all in at once since Bitcoin and Ethereum was crashing. I decided to dollar cost average it into the market in slow motion, and that's what happened, where I took $500 and invested in Bitcoin, $500 invested in Ethereum, all in lump sum, and then for the remainder $500 I dollar cost averaged them into the Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's what had happened in the first episode. Now we will see what happened to that today.
How can I forget? I can't.
But before I proceed and share this knowledge with you guys, I want you all to do me a great favor. Please like this video so that YouTube understands that this brother from another mother is a hustler, and share this video to people who like gambling, speculating, timing, or just throwing money at the wall and hoping it sticks. So like, share, and then subscribe to this channel so that you keep getting updates from us every Wednesday, week after week after week, and smash that bell icon so that you get notified whenever we go live or burn some cash. I want you to understand, learn, and clarify. I want to clarify this concept called dollar cost averaging. And so I'm going to read it straight from the Investopedia, and here it goes. What is dollar cost averaging? Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy in which an investor divides up the total amount to be invested into periodic purchases of a target asset in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility on the overall purchase. The purchases occur regardless of the asset's price and at regular intervals.
Wait, I can explain.
These were some fancy mumbo jumbo. In simple words, dollar cost averaging means you decide how much you want to invest first, come up with the total dollar amount, and then instead of putting that whole decided amount into an asset as an investment, you spread the investment over a specific time duration. So for example, let's say I wanted to invest $1,000, and if I wanted to follow the method of dollar cost averaging, I would probably take and let's say if I want to invest the $1,000 over an entire period of 1 year. So what I would do is I would take the $1,000, divide it into 12 installments, and then I would invest into whatever asset I'm interested in at the 1st of every month or 15th of every month. And then that way, if the prices are going up, I'm investing every month systematically, so that I'm investing, and then if the prices keep going up, I'll keep making profits. And if the prices are going down, I will keep investing the exact same dollar amount. However, if I'm investing on the way down, then what happens is I'm buying more quantity of that particular asset because I'm investing at a cheaper price point. So that way what happens is overall throughout the whole year, I've invested my $1,000 at a fairly good price, hopefully at a fairly good average price, and that takes care of volatility in the asset. So if an asset like Bitcoin or Ethereum or any cryptocurrency with as volatile as it is, I decided to dollar cost average. Now you'll ask me, if not, what is the opposite of dollar cost average?
My life is the complete opposite of everything I want it to be.
The opposite of dollar cost average is called lump sum investing. Lump sum investing is basically, as its name suggests, I would take the whole $1,000 and just plunge it into, or just throw it at the whole investment. So that is lump sum investing. And then the opposite of lump sum is dollar cost averaging, where you are making incremental installments in periodic basis. So that is the concept of dollar cost averaging. In a lot of investment firms, mutual funds, this dollar cost averaging method is used in what you know as systematic investment plan, the SIP that you set up on mutual funds and in your Roth IRAs, 401ks, all kinds of investment strategies that all these mutual fund investing firms suggest. The dollar cost averaging method is used by these SIPs, and it's a good way to invest over a long period of time. So that's what we are going to use. That's what we used to invest into the cryptocurrency sector.
I also like to live dangerously.
So let's discuss some pros and cons of dollar cost averaging method. I'm not going to give you the textbook investment advisory services kind of pros and cons. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on how the pros and cons of dollar cost averaging method.
I know everything!
For any investment strategy, whether it's dollar cost averaging or lump sum investing method, you should have a very strong assumption that the underlying asset is going to go up in value over a long period of time, which is why the dollar cost averaging method or even the lump sum investing method will only work if the asset class goes up over a long period of time. Which is why when you're periodically, incrementally you're investing your installments into the asset class that you believe is going to go up, at the end, you should make profit, because the asset is the price of the asset is above the average price of your purchase. So if the asset class, so dollar cost averaging method is not going to solve the problem of facing the loss when the asset goes down. So which is why if over a long period of time as an asset class diminishes in value, you've basically dollar cost averaged your way to losing money, which is why
I still think you were in the wrong. Checking for the statics is your job, and I need to know that you're going to take care of it. That's all I'm saying.
make sure that you have a very strong assumption, very strong conviction that eventually the asset is going to go up. Okay, so my first pro with dollar cost averaging is that investing is an emotional game. It is 90% emotional and behavioral and only 10% math. From a math perspective, investing does not require much complicated mathematics. It's mostly just percentage and compounding interest and interest calculation, very basic 10th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade math. However, it is behavioral and emotional. All the financial advisors in the world, they very easily give advice to everybody because it's not their money. It's not their money on the line, and they tell you the risk up front that investing is risky, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. You're subject to market risk, blah blah blah, all that mumbo jumbo, because it's not their money. However, when your money is on line and your money is at stake, that's when the investing becomes a behavioral and an emotional game as compared to a mathematical game.
No, not now. No. I want a hug. I love. No, just wipe. Oh God, there's no Kleenex.
Which is why this dollar cost averaging method is very good for those emotional folks who don't want to invest lump sum, and they want to invest small amounts incrementally so that they don't feel they do feel the pain of investing, but they don't feel the they don't feel the fear, the emotional fear of investing. So that's one way of investing into that. That's one pro of the dollar cost averaging. Second pro is that if you believe an asset class is going to go up in value over a very long period of time, however, is going through a very severe recession in a short period of time, which is why it's having a lot of volatility, the dollar cost averaging method is a good way to average in right now in small increments, so that when the asset class eventually comes up, you have a very low average buying cost of that asset. The third pro is that if the asset continuously keeps dropping, you're averaging at you're increasing your purchase quantity more and more as the asset value keeps diminishing, so that you have a good amount of the asset when the time comes to reap the benefits. I think this is the overall benefit of dollar cost averaging, but only works if the asset is going to go up over a long period of time. Now the cons of dollar cost averaging is that if the asset is going through a recession and you're dollar cost averaging yourself into the asset class, you might get stuck up. You have to be patient, and you might get stuck up to before you reap the benefits, which is why you might be holding the asset class for a very long period of time. It needs patience.
I am convinced that people do not understand that it takes patience.
The other con is that historically, lump sum method has yielded more percentage as compared to dollar cost averaging when the asset class has gone up. However, remember, it's not a mathematics game, it's a behavioral and emotional game. Investing is more behavioral and emotional than mathematics, which is why I feel, this is my personal opinion, that dollar cost averaging is a much more comfortable way of investing as compared to lump sum, which is why, especially when you're trying to catch the falling knife, I feel like it's easier to invest dollar cost average. Yeah. So I think these are the pros and cons from my perspective. You might find more pros and cons online, and you might find more pros and cons if you speak to a CPA, chartered accountant, or all the financial advisors in the world. This is just my layman understanding of what are the benefits of dollar cost averaging. My thought process. So there is a broker called Robinhood, and that Robinhood is a widely used broker because they have commission-free trading. There's no free lunch in the world. I mean, they make money off of order flows and interest on cryptos, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but I guess. But they do offer commission-free trading. Now Robinhood has a lot of interest with a lot of Wall Street big players, and out of all the cryptocurrencies that are out there in the world, maybe at around 2,500 or maybe 3,000. I don't know the exact number, but it's in thousands. There are around thousands of cryptocurrencies out there in the market. However, Robinhood is only supporting trading 7 cryptocurrencies. So, which tells me that there are experts at Robinhood who have more knowledge, more access to information which is more proprietary, and this kind of hints to me that cryptocurrency, these 7 cryptocurrencies are they feel safe to hold them in their wallets. Basically, they feel that these are going to be liquid, and there will be liquidity in these 7 cryptocurrencies, and these cryptocurrencies, they feel that these cryptocurrencies are liquid and safer to support as an asset class, which is why I feel that there is some instead of just investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum, I felt that there will be one cryptocurrency, or there might be more cryptocurrencies which will be mainstream, and we don't know which one. That's the thing. And Jack Bogle, very famous, the inventor or maybe the founder of Vanguard, and the world's largest millionaire creator person. Let me say that he has created the maximum number of millionaires from investing. So I feel like what Jack Bogle had once said is that if you don't try to pick needles from the haystack, just buy the entire haystack. And that's what we decided to do. Instead of trying to time and keep buying Bitcoin and Ethereum, I decided that because those 7 cryptocurrencies are traded on Robinhood platform, commission free, let's just buy the entire haystack, because we don't know, nobody knows which one is going to be the mainstream currency of this world, which is why we decided to buy all 7 that are on Robinhood. And I am going to share those with you when I share my portfolio for cryptocurrency. Anyways, so that's the thing. And Cathy said that Bitcoin will make it to 500,000 in 10 years. Then somebody else said that Ethereum is going to make it to 14,000 within the next few years. Who knows? If they're right, they might get a greeting card or a love letter from me, because I will have some Bitcoins and Ethereums. But if they're wrong, no fuss over it. So yeah, these are my thoughts, which is now it's time for me to share the portfolio of cryptocurrency and what currencies I hold, the 7 magic currencies that are from Robinhood. And let's see. So I have, the first currency that I have is this currency called BCH, and I think it's called Bitcoin Cash. I have 0.056 quantity at an average price of $528.84. The next currency that I have is called Bitcoin SV. The Bitcoin SV I have is 0.212 quantity at an average cost of $140.97. The next one I have is actual Bitcoin. I have 0.038 Bitcoins at an average cost of $38,373.83. The next one that I have is Dogecoin, the famous Dogecoin, the pet of Elon Musk, and I have 371 Dogecoins at an average cost of 17 cents. The next cryptocurrency that I have is called Ethereum Classic, And this Ethereum Classic, I have Ethereum Classic at, I have 0.57 Ethereum Classics at $51.11 average cost. I have the original Ethereum. I think the original Ethereum was Ethereum Classic, I guess, but I have the Ethereum, and I have 0.6 Ethereums at $2,463 per Ethereum. That's the average cost. And the last one, but not the least, I have a cryptocurrency called LiteCoin. I have 0.208 LiteCoins at an average cost of $144.42. So that's it, guys. That is my portfolio. And I know it has it was very confusing to go through the portfolio like that, but these are the cryptocurrencies that I'm holding right now, and I have dollar cost averaged into each one of those. So let me summarize the total amount of dollars invested in crypto market, how much profit or loss I have made in crypto market since I think it's since the last video, and how much percentage profit or loss made so far. And now for the moment of truth. So now I'm going to share with you how much dollars is totally invested. I mean, you could figure it out based on each individual holding I just shared, but just to look at the overall summary of the total investment in cryptocurrency market and cryptocurrency sector, my total investment is, drum rolls please. Okay, here it is. Total dollar invested in cryptocurrencies is $3,130.75. Total profit or loss. So see, we were trying to catch the falling knife, and we have actually, based on today's prices, we are in profit. We are profiting about $923.76. Percentage gain or loss on the investment, 29.51% gain since the last video, or whenever that was. Go back and check it. So that's it, guys. 29%, 900 and some dollars profit on the investment of 3,000 some dollars. What next? Basically, even though it's $29%, normally, historically, if 29% in a few months in an index fund or in an S&P 500 or something like that, it's good. But because it's all about perspective, because of the volatility and the risk involved in cryptocurrency market, 29% is good. However, it is still not ideal. For investing in cryptocurrency and for taking that risk and all that, I feel like in putting it in perspective, 29% is nothing to be happy about, because it can very easily lose 50, 60, 70% in a matter of a few days. So it's good that we have it for 29%, but it's still not life-changing. The investment is only about $3,000. Profit is 900 and some dollars, so it's not a life-changing profit. So a lot of people might suggest that I cash in the cow while I can, and just reap my profits. But honestly speaking, the $900 extra dollars is not going to make much of a difference in the lifestyle. It's not going to pay off a mortgage, or will not even be enough to pay off a car or anything. However, if we held it for another 10 years, diamond handed it and not sold it, we could, and if Bitcoin or Ethereum goes to 100,000, 500,000, Ethereum goes to $14,000, and let's say by then, if this portfolio has grown and I've been systematically dollar cost averaging into the investment, and let's say I have a couple of Bitcoins built up, or a few Ethereums built up, who knows, then the percentage gain would be exponential, and then that would make a life-changing this thing. Or if Dogecoin, I have 371 Dogecoins, and if each Dogecoin ends up being some crazy amount, who knows? Nobody knows the future. We all rely on analysts, who are also merely humans, which is why nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. This investment may also turn into zero, at some point, if somehow suddenly this whole crypto ends up being a hoax and it goes down the drain. Regardless, doesn't seem like that today, and it's not the profit is not significant enough that it's going to cause a lifestyle changing event in my life, which is why I feel like I'm not going to cash in the cow. Also, I don't want to pay that short-term gains, capital gains tax on this, since investment is less than 1 year old, which is why I'm just going to hodl it and maybe keep dollar cost averaging in for some more time. Assuming one of the crypto is going to end up being a digital gold, with the way things are progressing, with all the non-fungible tokens, horse racing, crypto, all kinds of gimmicks that are out there. Who knows, which one's going to win, and where we end up a decade from now, But if one of them become, if one of the coins ends up being like $500,000, if Bitcoin reaches $500,000, it'll be a very interesting video to make, and then reminiscent back on this time when I made this video. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I mean, the content was pretty cut and dry. There's nothing much happening, but these are just some of my thoughts, some of a layman thought process into investing, easy investing. Remember, dollar cost averaging lets you invest passively, peacefully, so that you can invest, forget about it, sit on your porch, and just keep complaining how rigged the stock market is. So that's it, guys. Like, share, subscribe, do the usual. I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.